What we're looking at here is a 1000 grit scratch pattern made on a straight razor, and the edge looks very neat and trim all the way across the profile there. But what I'm going to do is flip the razor over, and you can see that it's a little irregular on the other side. This side here, we'll call it side A, was the last surface the last side that touched the stone in the bevel setting process. And there is a false edge there that's been flipped over or leaned over or rolled over to the back side of the razor. So we're going to flip this razor over and just load it up on the other side, and we'll be able to see a shadow burr that has developed on the opposite side of the razor. And you can see the scratch pattern is going in the opposite direction too. Okay, here we are. So on this side you can see, and I'll zoom in on this, that the scratches are regular right up to the edge, but this burr, the false edge, has been rolled over to this side of the razor. And excuse me, this is a shadow. The very edge of the edge is that white sparkly line across the top there. That's the actual edge itself, and it's reflecting light that comes through my microscope, and then it's rolled over far enough where it creates a shadow underneath that crest. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove that false edge and replace this 1000 grit scratch pattern from a different stone, from a handheld Kiita stone. And I have that stone right here. This is the king that I used to create that scratch pattern. Okay, so this is a handheld stone, and I have here a nagra to go along with this stone, a toa nagra, and I'm going to raise a slurry. And we're just going to hone away on this razor here. Okay, we'll set that down. I rinse off this and here how is how the edge is developed. It looks a lot straighter across, and most of the scratches at the edge have been removed from those long dark scratches that were from the bevel setter. Here are the shadows or the leftovers from those dark 1000 grit scratches. So we've gotten this far, and we've created a nice hazy, what they call in Japan, kasumi finish. Kasumi is a derivative of a word that means the fuzzy, hazy appearance objects take over a hot summer ground, like when they form a mirage. That's what kasumi is refers to. So I'm going to work on this edge just a little bit more, and I'll use the same slurry. I think the slurry still has some strength to it. Let's try it out a little bit here. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some clear water passes. I think that should be enough. I'll wipe off. Here's our edge now, and it's looking pretty sharp, and there's some brighter areas along the edge here because of the water only finish, which leaves a shallower, flatter surface. So the next thing we're going to do is do some stropping. Take a look at it under magnification. So we have a much more refined edge here, and as you can see, and I pointed out, the near the edge is brightened up quite a bit, The scratches are flattened. We have a Kasumi finish all the way down through the bevel now. These are the remains of what those 1000 grit scratches were all about. So the next step here would be to see if this razor will pass a HHT test, hanging hair test. Hanging hair test is just an indicator of the potential shaving qualities of a razor, but they do equate, and hundreds, thousands of people rely on HHT tests. So I have a piece of hair here, pull it out. So that was a 3, it bounced back on my hand here. That was a 5, it came over onto the opposite side from where I was holding it. That came back here. I think in this case, do a little bit of hand stropping. See if that helps any bit. And that just balanced on the razor. So in this case, I would revert back to the stone, and I'd put the lightest amount of slurry on it. Let's see where this has gotten us. I'll zoom in a little bit more. That was very sharp. These are HHT 5s. I'm holding the hair, it's about 3/4 of an inch away from the edge, and they're just falling off. So this is going to be a delightful razor to shave with. I hope you can see in detail the way those hairs are just falling off. So a little bit extra action on the strop, a few more passes on the stone, and that brought the razor up to a shave-ready state. It helps have a nice razor to work with. This is a Japanese vintage razor from probably the 1960s.